Hello friends, welcome to my channel Toxic Medicine. You can see a picture of the appendix cecum, and you all know the appendix is vestigial organ, and also here the innate lymphoid cells are mature or proliferated. And I come to know the new fact that ancient Egyptians called it worm of the intestine. Now talking about appendicitis, you can see in the figure, it is inflammation of the appendix. Now, talking about the symptoms, how patient come to the emergency department. The first symptom is anorexia, meaning that patient have no appetite. Following anorexia, there is abdominal pain, which is seen in the right iliac fossa and is usually colicky pain. And following the abdominal pain, there is vomiting, where the patient get dehydrated due to vomiting. Now, talking about the abdominal pain that occurs in appendicitis, you can see in the figure the boy bearing the pain. And I've already told you the type of the pain, that is colicky pain. Now look at the regions of the abdomen, periumbilicus and right iliac region, we shall know perfectly here. And now the pain usually transfers from the periumbilical region to the right iliac fossa as the inflammation occurs. So here I have told you that the pain occurs. It is due to the fact that the appendix is usually embryologically originated from the midgut. So initially there is visceral pain which occurs in the periumbilical region, and then later on it goes to pedal pain, that is in the right iliac fossa. Now another symptom we can see is fever. As the inflammation occurs, there occurs fever. So usually the fever is mild in the case of appendicitis, but if high, then we should think about two things, and they are perforation and abscess formation. Now, talking about the signs in the patient of the appendicitis, so the first sign is there is tenderness in the McBurney point. McBurney point is the point between the anterior superior iliac spine and periumbilicus. And Rosping sign is that when left iliac fossa is pressed, there is felt of the pain in the right iliac fossa. And third one is Schwartz sign, there is pain on extending hip if the appendix lies in the implant appendix lies in retrocecally. So talking about briefly about the tenderness, it usually associated with the muscle guarding and rebound tenderness. So talking about the muscle guarding is usually due to the inflammation of the organs in the abdomen, which causes stiffness or spasm of the abdominal muscle, as you can see in the figure, and then muscle guarding occurs. And another one, the rebound tenderness, is due to the inflammation of the peritoneum. Clinical sign is it is elicited during physical examination by doctor, where abdominal wall is compressed slowly and rapidly released. So the positive sign means that the presence of the pain on the removal of the pressure on abdominal wall. Now talking about the complications, the first complication you can see is the perforation, generalized peritonitis, and abscess formation. On examination, we can see a fever, and during respiration, the pedal peritoneum and visceral peritoneum touch each other so that there is pain due to inflammation. So the patient reduces his or her respiratory movement in the lower abdominal part. So there is reduced respiratory rate, and then there is abdominal tenderness, as I have discussed earlier, and the patient usually or the doctor usually asks for the pointing sign. And now talking about the Rosping sign, it is deep palpation of the left iliac fossa causes pain in the right iliac fossa. Schwarz sign is implant appendix lies over the Schwarz muscle. Due to it occurs. Obturator sign is when the hip is flexed and internally rotated. It causes spasm of obturator muscle. And tenderness over the pouch of Douglas is on digital examination of pelvic appendix causes pain in pouch of Douglas, and spasm of the obturator muscle also may be felt. So now, talking about the differential diagnosis in the case of appendicitis, the first one is appendiceal diverticulitis. The second one is mesenteric adenitis. Third one is subacute intestinal obstruction. Fourth one is acute gastroenteritis, Meckel's diverticulitis, intersusception, Henoch's scolen purpura, urinary tract infection, perforated peptic ulcer, torsion of testis, pancreatitis. Now, talking about the investigation and diagnosis, the first one is diagnosis is usually clinical, and when seen in the blood, there is increased WBC and increase of the C-reactive protein due to the inflammation. Abdominal ultrasound is not so common, but it is done when the doctors are in doubt. So management, there is general management. At first we give intravenous fluid. Due to the vomiting, there is dehydration. For curing dehydration, we give intravenous fluids. Antibiotics, due to the inflammation and infection, it is spread, so that to reduce risks of infection, antibiotics are given. And third one is analgesic to relieve the pain, which is very, very devastating. For the management of the appendicitis, there is specific management, and they are open appendectomy and closed appendectomy. Thank you.